Okay, under the bridge, on your left, two red brick buildings. One's facing east-west, other north-south. They're not the most beautiful buildings in Illinois Center, but they're the most financially successful. It's the Hyatt Regency Hotel, the largest hotel in Chicago. And the one exception to the modern rule, see the building with the spike? You all see that? 1996, it's called the Prudential Tube. As it comes into full view, it's going to remind you, many of you, of that beautiful Art Deco building in New York City called the Chrysler Building. Art Deco, popular in the 30s and 40s, all about verticality going up. Notice the arrows on the outside. Those are buttresses helping to support the wall of the building, but the arrows are going up just like the spike. Verticality, that was one of the main features of Art Deco. But this is a 1996 building using a style that was popular in the 30s and the 40s. Interesting. In the late 1930s, a German architect came to Chicago. He immigrated here. One of the fathers of modern architecture. His name was Ludwig Mies van der Rohe. He thought that the Parthenon in Athens was the most beautiful shape a building could be. What was that shape? A rectangle. Look to your left, Illinois Center 1 and 2, those black buildings, they're rectangle in shape, flat roof, no ornamentation. They're a great example of Miesian modern. We're getting close to Michigan Avenue. And here's the last building before the Michigan Avenue. Near the bottom of that Art Deco building, you see the bas-relief sculpture of pioneers. And why pioneers? At the base of that black staircase, the first star on our flag, that's the site of Fort Dearborn. That's where the city of Chicago was born in 1803. We're going under the Michigan Avenue Bridge, 1920. Part of Daniel Barnum's plan, great architect and city planner. Connect Michigan Avenue on your left to Wool Street on your right, called Pine Street. The bridge is built, Pine Street is widened, and it's now the Magnificent Mile. A little bit of adaptive reuse. London House on your left, great granite building, limestone building. Style of Beaux-Arts. It was once an office building, it's now a luxury hotel. All the ornamentations from ancient Greece and Rome. The Roman arch over the entryway, the Greek the columns, the flying lions, Greek urns, more Greek columns, and a Roman temple on the roof. Also a beautiful outdoor rooftop restaurant, part of the hotel. There's a double-decker roadway here, part of Daniel Burnham's plan. He's the guy who did the bridge. It's called Wacker Drive. Heavy traffic below, lighter traffic on top. It's a great thing. And right behind it is that white building done in terracotta. It was once an office building. Again, it's a hotel, adaptive reuse. In 1928, when it was built, at 561 feet for 4 whole months, it was the tallest building in Chicago. Not anymore. And right next to it, the Royal Sonesta modern building. But look at the sign. Right under the sign, you see those drapes closed. That's the penthouse. Can everybody see the penthouse? About a dozen years ago, Hollywood came to Chicago, made the Batman movie. That penthouse was the movie set for Bruce Wayne's penthouse. Folks, Batman lived in that hotel. Yeah, how about that? Okay, under the bridge, there's a great kind of tannish building. It has Roman temples on the corners. It's the Jewelers Building. It was owned by Big Bill Thompson, the last Republican mayor in Chicago in 1920. And guess who his business partner was? The infamous Al Capone. The jewelers who rented space were always worried about security. So what they did was they would drive their car with their jewels into the lower level, but they didn't leave it there. They drove their car into the elevator. Elevator took them, their car, safely up to their office. Doesn't work anymore, but it was really interesting then. Notice the Riverwalk. It started in 2005. We're going to go along the Riverwalk for quite a while. It was designed by one of our other very important female architects, Carol Ross Barney. She says from bridge to bridge, she calls a room. This is a Chicago winery room, and in this room we see this great tall gray building, 50 stories high. Look at the building, and then look at this bridge house right here on the bridge. Notice the shape of the roof. roof of the bridge house in the building. Notice those vertical metal poles and the vertical metal poles in the windows. So Kevin Roach and John Dinkaloo in 1989 used as inspiration to design a 50-story office building that was in the middle bridge house right across the street. Also on your left is another 50-story building. It's all white. If you look toward the rooftop, you see the triangular pediment going all the way around the building, and also 8 Roman arched windows underneath. Look at the beautiful reflective glass windows coming down the whole front of the building, and those Greek columns, but they're not columns because columns are round, these are flat, so they're called pilasters. So look at the building, use your imagination. Do you see a Greek temple on steroids? Huh? Well, Ricardo Bofill, the architect from Spain, wanted to design a modern purpose building in a very classical fashion. What could be more classical than ancient Greece and ancient Rome? On your left, one of their newest residential towers, designed by a San Francisco firm, M. Handel and Associates. Notice there's no balconies, even though we love them. No balconies, just to cut out in the middle and one near the top. And right next to it is a beautiful Art Deco building from 1930. Notice it looks like a chair. There's a seat, a flag on the seat of the chair, 2 arms and a back. Remember, the architect